If this found you, this message might be a little uncomfortable. This is a collective reading, but it's going to feel personal. So take what aligns and leave the rest. Because what's coming through here is a truth you've already felt, but haven't fully faced yet. So let's go ahead. Let's see what's coming through. Alright. So we see in the Tree of Life and in this respect that you've been dealing with a situation or a person where something doesn't feel fully right, but you've been trying to make it work anyway. There's been inconsistency, mixed signals, or a lack of clarity. All or any of these. Any one of these or all of them. It could be. Ultimately, the truth beneath this isn't new. This pattern, this has shown up before. Maybe with this person or maybe in different forms. This isn't about them. It's about what you've been tolerating. This isn't about them. It's about what you've allowed to continue. Even when you felt it wasn't aligned. Even when you felt it wasn't right. What they're not saying, what's not being said here is this person has been operating within the space you've allowed. They can't do any more than you let them. So they haven't had to fully step up because the situation hasn't required them to. This isn't about blame, it's about awareness. If nothing changes, if nothing shifts here, this pattern continues. Your deeper insight coming through in the symbol shows me that you already know exactly what I'm talking about and what to do now, which is an amazing insight and enlightenment. If nothing shifts here, this pattern continues. You keep giving, they keep responding at the same level, and nothing actually evolves. And that leads to emotional exhaustion. The best allowed outcome in the power shift I can leave you with is this balancing of the sacral chakra. The power here is in recognizing your standard and your minimal standard and your threshold, right? What are you going to allow? What are the boundaries? Make sure that you set a clear structure around your boundaries. Enforce your boundaries. Set clear boundaries around your core values and goals, and what your esteem or your optimal vision, even the vision beyond the vision, whatever that is for you, you make sure that everything that comes in your sphere is aligned, and stay in balance and alignment in your actions and internally. So, you don't need to force change. Okay? You just need to recognize your standard and enforce your boundaries. You need to change what you accept. Okay? You don't need to force change. You need to change what you accept. I love that. So, at the end of the day, when you stop tolerating what doesn't align, the situation either rises to meet you or it falls away. The balance. And I just absolutely love how that comes out for you. Either way, you're moving forward from this situation, and let us take a look at what you're moving into with the tarot. What is that internal state gonna look like, and what is the energy? Just what is coming through for you? What's coming through for the collective at this time? Highest aligned messages from the Most High, my spiritual team, and the spiritual team of my viewers, and the higher infinite vibrational beings of light who walk with me. So here we go. Got 3 times, and we will pull straight from the top since this is future. Whoop. If I can get them. All right, one more. Okay. All right. So I see that either you're going through a death and rebirth right now, or it will be happening in the near future. There's something that you're shedding. You might have already gone through a death and rebirth, and now this could also be you truly getting to the crux of getting rid of the things that are not aligned in your life, as well as that which no longer serves the new beginning in this new phase in your life. So this can be many endings that you're deliberately creating in your life. And this is also some irreversible change that is either happening in your life now or in the very near future. So this is also identity shifting. So you might be stepping into a new way of being, thinking, acting, doing, but ultimately what this equals is a phase that is now complete. All right, so you're letting down your guard finally, ultimately, with this inverted 9 of Wands. But ultimately, what the 9 of Wands speaks of here is that there is a true phase that is completing. So this can either be the phase has completed with the death and the 9 of Wands coming out inverted like this next to each other. It can be that you've completed a phase and you have yet to integrate all the lessons that have been learned from this. So this speaks of you really taking the time to not only rest, pause, realign, right? Check your alignment, which means assess everybody that's in your life, right? All the relationships, all of the things that you task your money to, all of the places where your time and your peace of mind go is what this also speaks of. So this is really getting a good bird's eye view of what is taxing our emotional state, what is keeping us feeling bound either mentally, right? What's keeping the negative internal dialogue going, but also what's keeping us feeling as though things aren't moving forward or that our life is not progressing in the way that we desire is what's coming out in these cards. So ultimately, what this is asking you to do is let that which no longer serves you fall away. Just release it, okay? It definitely does you no good to pretend like it's something that is for you. And ultimately, what these cards speak of is you're already doing it. So keep doing what you're doing, keep releasing that which no longer serves you, keep looking for that deeper alignment and let down the guard in the walls, right? So that which can actually take the place of all of those toxic or non beneficial things thoughts, behaviors, patterns, people, places, things that you've released. Now this can be replaced with the optimal and the positive replacements to come into your life. So you're being called to accept the fact that you've completed a phase, look back and, reflect on how far you've come, integrate any lessons that you have learned, and accept and recognize all blessings that you have earned. And ultimately understand that you need to walk into the new phase in gratitude. So, being grateful for all that you have, being grateful for all that you know, being grateful for all that has come before you, because it all led you to be this person who is going through or who has just gone through the rebirth and the transformation that has led to a brand new you and a brighter tomorrow. It's one that's even better than anything you have ever dreamed and nothing that you can imagine now because you're still attached to these old narratives where you have to have these walls up. But at the end of the day, what this is saying is it's a time to release those walls and let them down, to allow what's right and aligned to come into your life. What a beautiful message. I love that. So you'll be doing that in the future, okay? And hopefully, after you hear this, you'll be making your way through that healing journey. And so, the Four of Cups and the Four of Cups inverted and the wand or the Nine of Wands coming up next to it inverted means that not only are you in the process of completing a cycle or you just completed it. Okay, so this is either the near future or the recent past is you have completed the cycle of just hardships in your life and having your guard up, having to defend yourself all the time and feeling like you are always the scapegoat and someone was always coming down on you in your life, or someone was always trying to blame you for their problems, or someone was always trying to burden you with their problems. It can be any or all of those things, okay? And ultimately, it led you to the place where we've already discussed. But where this is in the future is you are becoming more stable and structured in the way that you actually approach your emotional intelligence in this world, the way that you approach loving and showing love to others, and accepting love. This also speaks of you trusting your intuition in the future and just putting more effort into better relationships. This also shows that you will in the near future see that you have been given a blessing and there was a blessing waiting from you from the universe the entire time. But you had to pause, you had to wait, you had to be patient for a while. And ultimately, what this speaks of is some new stable blessing coming into your life after you paused, meditated, and then moved in faith and belief, right? Checking your alignment, making sure you're staying aligned while trusting yourself as you make decisive action towards your goals. Okay? So that's what this is talking about. Now, ultimately, it leads us to our next little combo here, which since this is a future prediction, right? We're giving future events now, so we read that in a certain type of way. Obviously, on this channel, I remember these are not fixed outcomes. You can always change them, and ultimately, it's the energy that you're working with right now. So these can be your outcomes, and I hope that the transformation is, because ultimately you'll be stepping into a whole new phase in your life. And this shows that you have not only harmonious relationships that are actually going to be coming in that will be matching or beating this blessing from the universe, right? Or it could be this blessing from the universe is a new relationship or some romantic thing or a platonic soul aligned friendship or partnership, business partnership, whatever kind of relationship and emotional fulfillment you're looking for in your life. That's what this equals, that's coming in the future, okay? And it's going to be a blessing. So it might be something that you don't see coming, or it might be something that's in disguise now, or you might be being exposed to it or subjected to it now, and you just haven't realized that it's a blessing for you, right? You need to look up. You need to look up and come out of that hermit or pausing or meditating. Just come out of the internal focus and really look into the universe, right? And see that it's trying to hand you a gift that equals some kind of emotional fulfillment. And it's going to rely on you making a choice. So, obviously, relationships always rely on us making choices, right? We choose partners. But at the end of the day, this doesn't have to be that. We choose business partners. We can choose family. We can choose new friends. So, this is some kind of choice that leads to balance and fulfillment in your life and some kind of duality, which lets me know that this is probably a relationship for you in some type of way or capacity that is related to you finally seeing the blessings that the universe is trying to bestow upon you in your life. And here we are, you with you getting the offer as the outcome. Look at that. Look at that. So now we see that it's a relationship that isn't in your life yet, and it's something that you're going to get an offer for soon. So this can be a business offer, this can be a romantic offer, this can be an invitation to go out and have some drinks and become platonic friends, this can be anything that leaves both of you emotionally fulfilled and in a harmonious state on an emotional level. So this is you trusting yourself with people, trusting your intuition, trusting your discernment, right? Remembering that calm persistence outlasts intensity, so you need to stay steady and just allow your success and your new emotional calibration to integrate. Okay, so that's a powerful message that's coming through right now here today. And as for this night, what this also tells me is that you not only might be getting some kind of invitation, offer of a romantic nature or a business offer, but this also can show me that you are now moving in a new way that is trusting your intuition and you're trusting yourself more and more. So this it also speaks of you taking more calculated risks and giving yourself more of that support to trust your intuition, trust your gut feelings, listen to your body, listen to the tension, right? And listen to the relaxed breath. Let that guide the way and lead you into the new relationships and this new reality, this transformation that you so deeply deserve. You deserve the happy relationship or something harmonious in your life. You deserve whatever this invitation is. You deserve the balance of not letting anything knock you off of your unshakable balance and centered groundedness. So, as always, either way, like I said, you move forward. We've covered some of the ways that you'll see things change within the future if you so desire to go that path. But at the end of the day, what we do know is this isn't about judgment, it's about clarity. You're not meant to stay in patterns, you're meant to recognize and move beyond them. So, this reading offers insight and empowerment, not fixed outcomes or guarantees. So, you can always change the narrative and take what resonates and leave the rest. And if this resonated, it's because something here aligns. But trust yourself above all else. So that is my way shower insight for the day. I love you all unconditionally in every way. And as always, I send you my love, light, and blessings. And I will see you in my next reading.